How you going, guys? Sunday again. So one night last week I managed to get the subframe back in the car to try and get my trans and one of my blocks bolted up in here and to test fit and make sure this trans tunnel's going to clear everything that it's meant to. But the mounts that come with the other motor are for the wrong year. They must be like a pre-64 variation of the Dodge Phoenix, which is considered completely different. Where the mounts bolt on, they're flat when you bolt them on the block, so they're actually 90 degrees, or sit, so they're not on the angle like these ones are, so they're no good to me. So I'm going to have to chase up some more the bracketry and the mounts to bolt this motor in. But anyway, the block that I picked up the other weekend, I've got that now all cleaned up, and I drowned it in some penetrating oil, just some cheap stuff from the local sort of automotive parts shop, and then I wrapped it up in some Glad Wrap to try and stop the worst of the moisture getting in. So hopefully, if I ever use that block again, it hasn't got any worse for rust than it, just hopefully just need bored out to, I don't know, 20 thou or whatever the next step up is. So that's all good, sort of just sitting there ready to go at some point out of the road. And the other thing I've been doing is trying to see if I can save myself grinding this crankshaft. I don't know if I'm going to get away with it, but I'm going to try. Because on this here, on this journal, I don't know if you can see that, but there's just some very light, there was some rust around that journal because that was the rod that was taken out of the block that had all the water in the, had all the moisture in the bore as well. So, like, it's very, very, very light. I don't think I'm going to get away with it, but I'm just going to give it a bit more of a polish up with some, I've got some 2000 grit sandpaper here. I'm just going to give that a bit more of a polish up. I started off with about 1000 and just got rid of the worst of that surface rust off it. So I'm just going to give it a bit more of a polish up and hopefully get this crank to shine up, and then I'll take it to one of my mates and I'll get him to mic it up and just get him to have a good look and see whether he reckons it's usable like that, either that, because it's all standard. Either that we'll just grind them all to 10, so I can get this, sort of start trying to get all the bits together for this motor, because we'll just give that block a hone, as I said, that one there, we'll just give that block a hone, clean it up, make sure it's cleaned out. We'll hot tank it, get all the shit out of the out of all the water jackets. We'll do that and we'll hone it and we'll give it a good clean up, and then I'll Glad Wrap that, and we'll get the crankshaft ready and we'll Glad Wrap that, and then I'll go through all the rods and pistons and start sorting that out, and then I'll work out somewhere to get either to get a camshaft from, or I'll get one of the two that I've got here ground, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm up to at the moment. So I'll give this a bit more of a polish up and see how I get on. Just see if I can get a little bit more of that marking out. Look, there's no deep pits or gouges or anything in it, but I just like to give it a little bit more and just see whether I can get it out and see if haven't taken too much off the surface, if you know what I mean. So there's another little bloody mark there, so I'm probably going to have to grind the bloody thing anyway. But anyway, yeah, we'll give it a polish up, and I might give the whole lot of just a light polish up, because it's probably had a little bit of moisture even sitting in between the bearings maybe. It's a shame that they left that block, the internals open to the ear. They pulled the heads off and all that stuff. They could have just closed them all up and put the sump back on, and none of this moisture would have got in there. And to be honest, like, the guy said to me that he bought this motor supposedly as a running motor, but I don't know whether they tried to start it or not, but then they pulled it down, and it's just, yeah, unfortunately, I reckon it probably was a running motor, and it's just, for some, they've pulled it down to check it out, and it's just, unfortunately, the guy I got it off, his mate, left it to the weather, and just, yeah, it's just damaged. Done enough damage to, still repairable, but just just got to machine it and grind the crankshaft and all those sorts of things. Like, it could have been quite easily cleaned up, stripped down, new rings, bearings, probably a valve grind and a tickle up on the heads, and you would have been way laughing for, I don't know, $1,000 or something like that. But anyway, we'll get this cleaned up and we'll do some more, and we'll see what else I can do on this car today. Cheers, see ya. There you going, guys. Right, back out here still. So I thought I'd sort of finish cleaning up that crank, and I wrapped it with a tape around it to try and just keep the journals as clean as I possibly can until I find out whether I can use that while it is now all cleaned up. They come up pretty good, but there is a couple just minor little pit marks in a couple of the journals, so I don't know if I can use them or not, but without grinding it. But anyway, I thought I would grab these two intake manifolds. That's the one I got out with the motor the other day, and then this one. So I thought, bugger it, over go and get this blended out and try and gain a bit of horsepower. It's not going to be a lot on the old 2-barrel, but every little bit helps. So, like, as I've said in earlier videos, these are sort of around that 230, 240 horsepower. So I thought, with the 350 Holly that I've got, sorry about the friggin' rain noise, but and blended this out, try to get rid of all these hard edges in here, like this one. Let's set the torch down. So like all these hard edges, it's going to stop airflow, not stop the airflow, but slow it down and cause turbulence and slow things down with the carburetor sitting on top, especially with this adapter. So like you got a gap in here of whatever it is, like half an inch. So that's coming down on top of that. Probably with the original carburetor, it probably wasn't going to make a lot of difference because it would be going straight in, but with this adapter, it's coming down hard on top of there, and like that's causing turbulence. So I thought, I'll blend this in the best I can, get as rid of many hard edges as I could, and like float all these corners the best I could, right down there, and the other one as well, like that's deep down in there. So I've tried to blend that out as much as I could, roll all the edges so it's got as smooth as airflow as I can give it. Like I've got a burr here and a few stones on a die grinder. Just got in there and blended it out, and try to take away as much meat in that middle piece as I possibly could without taking it away completely. Because you still got to work these two passages. So yeah, so I've tried to clean it up as much as possible. So I'm hoping, with a few little modifications like that, and possibly just blend the other sides, match port the heads. And these castings are really bad, like when you actually get into the ports and around that sort of stuff. So, any little bit of help helps in there. Beginning all that sort of stuff. Improving horsepower. So once I get these heads apart, I'll compare the valve guides compared with the other heads I've got, because they've got a bit of play, so they're probably going to need the guides done. But I'm hoping with these ones not doing a lot of work, as long as I can get the valves out cleanly without doing any damage with rust and shit like that, I might be able to clean those heads up and use them. And bloody rain. Shit. Alright. I'll talk to you later. Oh, back again. Hopefully the rain dies down shortly. So yeah, a little bit of work. Raised compression on the motor and a few bits and pieces like that, and a decent cam and a wee bit of head work. I'm hoping I can get that that round to 300 odd horsepower mark. I'm hoping be nice. Like it's never going to be a monster, but that maybe one day down the track, I'll get some high compression pistons and a big cam and a decent intake manifold, maybe a 4-barrel or even a couple of twin 4-barrels, and really hop one up and get some grunt out of it, or even put a blower or turbos on or something like that. Could do that one day too. But anyway, I think that'll do for tonight, because man, she's getting noisy and shit out of here, so I'm sort of running out of well, I'm not running out of things to do, but I needed to get something to get these valves out of these heads, so to get these valve springs out. Like that. So yeah, I need to get something to get these valve springs out. I tried to shock them out the other day with a socket on top and just give it a knock, give it the old hammer trick and give it a bout and try and jump a keeper out. And I managed to get one out, but I need a valve spring compressor. I've got one over home, but I haven't got one here, so I need to go down to the local parts shop when I get a few spare dollars and buy one. Bloody rain. Holy shit, that's noisy. But anyway, so yeah. So all these little bits will help get some horsepower out of this thing. These are all simple little things that people can do just to gain it, like a little bit here and there, and all the little bits add up. A little bit of extra airspeed here and a little bit extra airspeed through the heads. It all helps. Like if you didn't do it here and you only got it through the heads, well, the air's not going as fast as the head. So a little bit extra here and a little bit extra at the heads. You might gain, without even putting a cam in it, you might gain 10. Might gain another 10 horsepower. But with a decent cam and a bit more lift, you might gain 50. So. Or 60, and then a bit extra compression, and then all of a sudden you get another 80 horsepower. Alrighty, we'll carry on. This is just getting too noisy. We'll catch you later on. Cheers.